What's going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing. What's going on, you guys? I should have made up my bed before I started this video, and I was gonna make up my bed, honey, but I forgot. But whatever. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. I really do hope so because listen, I'm having me a good day. Okay. Well, all the shit that I have been through and all the stuff that I've seen over the last couple of weeks, bitch, I'm having a good day. And there's really nothing that nobody can do to make me not have a good day because I'm really enjoying myself. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel a little bit lighter today. And that's all that really matters to me. And all I needed was some time and just some seclusion and just some prayer and some music and some serenity and just get myself together, honey. Okay, because I done told y'all this ain't been the best couple of weeks. But your boy is back, okay? Now, before we get into anything, let me let you guys know that tonight I will be doing my live review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, honey. So be on the lookout for that at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be going live right after the show. So make sure you guys tune into that. And then on tomorrow, we do the Whether You Like It or Not Beverly Hills panel, which stars myself, JB, and Ya. Belle won't be there, and neither will Sakina. But please be on the lookout for the panel on Wednesday night. I forgot whose page we're going to be on, but I want to say we will be on, I think it's really B. I think it's really B's page. I'm not really sure whose page it is, but I think it's really B, but be on the lookout for it. And whenever I find out whose page is on, I will definitely put the link in the playlist so you guys can go and get it, honey. Okay. And also on Thursday, we have the Chasing Panel podcast where we'll be talking about the third episode of Chasing Dallas. So be on the lookout for that on Thursday. So I will be going to Houston this weekend for Josiah's birthday. Josiah turns 31 on Sunday. So y'all know that I gotta go and see my bestie this weekend. So some videos may be pushed. Like, for example, the Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna still be in Houston on Sunday. I don't leave until Monday morning, so I probably won't be able to do the live for Real Housewives of Atlanta until Monday afternoon. So it'll be pushed back to Monday more than likely because of the fact that I won't be home. So there's going to be some stuff that I gotta push back and things like that, and then I gotta try and put some more content out during the weekend as well and stuff like that, because I'm really trying to get this damn rise and fall of Keisha Cole video done, baby. It's a whole lot of work to do, but I'm really trying to get it done for y'all. Trust and believe me. um but that's about it. So y'all do know that I start at the 5 minute mark. So we do got another minute before that starts or whatever. So we got a couple of things to talk about. We got 3 topics to get into today. And I don't see this live being too long. I don't see it being too long at all for the most part. Okay. Um, but yeah, so rest helps out a lot. Yes, listen. Today was the first day I was on time for work, y'all, because the last couple of days I've been late for work and everything. Like yesterday, I overslept. I was an hour late for work. It was a lot. You listen, okay? So we're about to go ahead and get this thing started. We're over 100 people, which is the goal. Every time I go live is to get at least 100 people in every live, okay? And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we are. So it's time for us to get into the mess, y'all. So we're going to talk about the first thing. So first things first for today. Let's get into Porsha and Drew. Now, apparently Porsha has a YouTube page now, and it seems like everybody want to have a damn YouTube page, honey. Everybody want to follow this Candy Burris type of thing because Candy had to speak on it, and now everybody want to have a YouTube page. Like I know Sweet Tea got a YouTube page, which I do watch her YouTube page, and I see that Shamia has a YouTube page as well. And y'all know I love me some Shamia. I always have loved some Shamia. But now Porsha got a YouTube page coming out. But I don't really, I'm not gonna say that there's something wrong with it. What I will say is I think that that's a good tactic when you're on the show, and to use that, YouTube channel as a way to get the audience in tune with you in a sense. So maybe it's not a bad idea for everybody to have a YouTube channel. Like I said, Candy got one, Dr. Heavenly got one, who else got one? Sweet Tea got one. It's good. So we're going to see all about that, y'all. We're gonna see it. So but anyways, Porsha got a YouTube page, and today she chose to talk about this situation with Drew and Dennis. Now, apparently, Porsha says that this whole thing with Drew and Dennis is fake. It's a fake storyline, and she's only doing it for the show. But I know y'all probably want to hear from her words, so we're gonna hear from Porsha's words. And after we hear from Porsha's words, we're gonna get into the things after she's done talking. Let's get into it, y'all.
The Dennis and the Drew. By the way, go pick up her album. I think it's great. I think she did a great job with this. And Baby Daddy, you did a good job too. All right? They did a good job. But I have to say this. I have to expose something. Or maybe I don't have to, but I want to. I don't believe it. I don't believe the storyline. I don't. I really can see full picture now that the Dennis and Drew and Ralph, to me, feels like a made-up storyline between the three of them. I'm sorry. I think so. And I think so because, just think about it. On this show, this is clearly my show and Drew's show, right? And the other wives, it's their show as well. But this is our platform, right? And a lot of people use the platform to like launch off whatever, and she's launching off music. So I feel like this plan of working together and doing something behind my back, like, working together and all that, it was meant to be shocking to me. It was supposed to cause me to react like I did on the show, which would in turn make it a storyline and make it something that y'all would be interested in, which would make her album something to be interested in. And I'm gonna tell you why. There's no reason that Drew, who could not have texted me and told me that they were going to be filming together or working together. And at the end of the day, when it comes to whether they slept together and all that, that's none of my business. I never get in Dennis's personal life business and who he's sleeping with. And honestly, he don't need to be in mine. Okay, we don't do that. I'm only talking about like what would piss me off. What's gonna piss Porsha off? Oh, I know. Working with someone she's working with and not telling her. It's all principle at the end of the day. It's just principle. It's not like whether they want to be together or because if you choose who you choose and that's how it works out for you guys, great. Because nobody gets to choose who you're gonna fall in love with and whatever. In this life, if it happens, grab it. Okay, grab it. And who the fuck am I to speak on if you get with Dennis when clearly Simon, come on, we got together. Okay, what I'm saying? He was at the end of his divorce, had signed his settlement agreement, was waiting on the judge, just like where I'm at right now. So if I date, don't judge me either. Okay, it is what it is. And I feel like for them, if that's what they wanted to do, that's fine. But he knows he would be upset. Talking about Dennis, he would be upset if I went and worked with his person at the hot dog factory. Like he would be mad if he found out I was working with him. Or just to say Drew, she's a better example. If I went and did a podcast with Ralph and she didn't know about it, she would be upset about it. Not only do a podcast with him, film with him about it on the show. And by the way, give him an opportunity to possibly talk about her on the show. Come on now. This just makes sense. Y'all heard what Cynthia said? Cynthia said she would drag my ass or drag anybody if they call her baby daddy, okay? And Kenya said if anybody called Marky Mark with the nose ring, she was gonna have a problem with that. So come on now, let's just be honest. It is what it is. It's just crazy. It's like weird energy. But the part where I think it's fake is because they got me to react. It worked, clearly. I mean, if anybody can get, touch a nerve with Porsha, it's going to be Dennis at the end of the day. There's some trauma there. There's some love there from back in the day. Look, he can get to you, okay? Your baby daddy can always poke whatever he needs to poke. When I was at Porsha, I was sitting at Porsha and I saw Ralph. And Ralph was like, hey, Porsha. And I was like, hey, how you doing? How you been? He was like, I'm good. And I was like, y'all straight now? He was like, what you mean? I was like, you and Dennis, are y'all straight? He was like, no, man, I don't really understand what's going on with that. I don't really know. I said, you don't really know? I said, y'all not cool? He was like, I don't know. We ain't cool. And I said, oh, okay, all right. I said, well, I thought y'all would have been passed by now. I thought y'all would have talked about it. He said, no. I said, oh, okay, all right. No problem. Fast forward, Dennis texted me, and he's like, oh, what do you say? Drew is really upset. And I was like, what's she upset about? He's like, she got some flowers to the house, and Ralph thinks they're from me. And I said, huh? I said, nobody can talk about Drew. Like, I don't care what you tell me this for. He's like, I mean, just in case you want to use it for storyline. I said, Nick, nobody gives a fuck about Drew right now. Not that I'm hating on the bitch, but I don't care. And so we got on the phone, and I thought to myself, did you just try to insert something in the storyline? Like, okay, that was weird. Fast forward again, Atlanta had their very first premiere party. Y'all remember that? We had our very first premiere party for our show. And I sent Dennis a message like, hey, you need to come to the premiere party. And he was like, what? And I said, yeah, you all over the show. Nigga, like, what you mean? Should you come? Yeah, I should come. But by the beach. But he was like, okay. He was like, well, you know what? If I come, but I may just come with Ralph then. I said, Ralph? He was like, yeah. I said, but I thought y'all was beefing. Me? He said, me? Why would I beef with Ralph? I said, oh, y'all not beefing? He said, no. I said, oh, okay. I hung up the phone. I said, this man, I forgot that he said he was beefing with him. So I said, okay, all right, I got it. I see what's going on. This was the whole setup. This was all set up to sell this music, okay? And everybody is in on it at the end of the day. And they're just using it. So I'm gonna leave it there. But that's what I think. I think the whole Drew and Dennis of it all is fake. I also heard that Drew was at she was about to go to an event. Another housewife told me this because we were like, I think this is fake. Another housewife was like, oh, there's this event coming up, and Drew was like, oh, I should invite Ralph to that. And the girl was like, Ralph? And she was like, oh yeah, you know, he and I, we just have a funny relationship like that. How is it funny? Is y'all going through a divorce or not? Because I tell you right now, I ain't inviting my estranged husband to nothing. Okay, not nothing. Here. Okay. So I was like, that's weird. And so I don't know. You know what we're gonna do? Because we're watching the show together. We're gonna all keep an eye on it. Okay, we're gonna keep an eye on it.
So that was Porsha. And that was Porsha basically stating that she feels like this whole storyline with Drew and Ralph and Dennis is all fake, and all three of them are in on it. But Porsha, why you acting like you not a part of the shit either? For real. Why you acting like you ain't a part of this shit too? Because listen, even if it is fake, girl, please. I don't think that this storyline is fake. I'm gonna tell you why I don't. I don't think that this storyline is fake simply because of the fact that they did do a whole album together. They did work on music together. The album is the proof of the pudding. You feel what I'm saying? So it really ain't nothing, fake about what they got going on. The album is good. The album is doing well. So I don't really think that is fake. The only thing that's fake is your beef with Drew. That's the only thing that's really fake about this whole situation. Your reaction to Drew in this situation is the thing that's fake. I don't think that is fake. And to top it all off, Porsha, you're sitting up here trying to diss Drew about her fake storyline as if you're not, as you're talking about it being fake as if you're not gaining anything by beefing with Drew, because you are. Without Drew, you have nothing to talk about on this show. Without Drew, you have nothing. You can't talk about Simon. You can't film in your house. You can't show us this lavish ass lifestyle that you thought you was going to show us. You can't do any of those things. So my thing is this. So you got to scribble and scrap and do all this other shit to find you something to talk about. So therefore, without Simon, without you being able to talk about your damn divorce, you got to do something. So what's easy? Okay, I'm going to beef with Drew. I'm going to beef with Drew about my baby daddy doing music together so I can have me something to talk about, because otherwise I'm a friend of the show when I'm supposed to be an anchor. Not only am I going to, piggyback off of Drew, okay, I'm a dish Shamia and make this whole storyline about a broken friendship. That's what we're going to do in order to keep me and my peach on this damn show. Because let's be real, I've been looking at social media, honey, and listen, everybody's saying that Porsha is giving friend of. That's what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying that Porsha is giving friend of the show this season. And she definitely is. And I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of people love to say that a lot of us are Porsha haters and things of that nature. Now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know that I don't care for Porsha like that, but I'm not a Porsha hater. I done gave up my Porsha hater hat a long time ago. Now, Georgia Prune, now, if you say that about me, then that might be a little bit true. But I'm not a Porsha hater. I just see things for what it is. And I'm not one of those people that, it don't like Porsha, so now I'm going to jump on the Shamia bandwagon. If you've been watching me for a long time, you do know that I've always liked Shamia. And I've always wanted her to have a peach. So that ain't nothing new. But Porsha is just fake. And she's been fake for a long time now. And I've been saying it. What I'm saying right now ain't nothing new. So her going at Drew and doing all this weird shit is just like, girl, what are we talking about and what are we doing? You feel what I'm saying? Like what you got going on here? Like what we talking about? What we doing? So yeah, you want to say they storyline fake, but it is what it is. Let me see. Ooh, they jumping on a Shamia bandwagon heavy. Now, let me tell y'all, I've always loved Shamia. I just want that to be clear. I've always loved Shamia. I've always said I want Shamia to get a peach. I've always felt like Porsha was never a good friend to Shamia. Go back and look at my old reviews. I've always loved Shamia, honey. So this ain't nothing new. I ain't that type of person. But I'm gonna tell you this. Porsha looking crazy in these streets, and she looking like a friend of on this damn show. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. We're gonna move on to the next story, y'all. Shout out to the 289 people that's in this chat. We're almost at 300. If you're brand new to the platform, go on and subscribe, honey. All right, because we got goals, honey. We're trying to get to that 60K, and we almost there. But let's go ahead and get into the next topic of the day. Now let's talk about Miss Cynthia Bailey, honey. Miss Cynthia Bailey. Now everybody's been going in on Cynthia ever since she did her interview about a week ago, and we all talked about it. And you know, I've never been a big Cynthia fan either, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. A lot of people have been coming at Cynthia, and I feel the need to defend her because I just feel like everybody that's coming at Cynthia is wrong as fuck for coming at her the way that they've been coming at her. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all wrong for coming at that lady like y'all been coming at her because she really ain't doing nothing wrong here. And you know, it looks like Kenya is agreeing with the people in the streets and all this other shit. So let me go ahead and tell you this. So the other night, I think it was Sunday night, Cynthia was on Watch What Happens Live, right? It was her and this other lady named Danielle, and they asked her for her opinion about what happened between Kenya Moore and Britt. They wanted her opinion, and she gave her opinion, and everybody is going in on Cynthia for giving her opinion. So if you haven't seen the clip of the Watch What Happens Live, then I'm gonna play it for you guys right now. So let's go ahead and get into the clip, and we're gonna talk about it, y'all. So let's get into it. Let's get into what Cynthia had to say. Let's check that out.
First of all, what was both of your reaction last week to Britt coming after Kenya so hard?
I was shocked. I was not able to be at that all cast. And I heard about it. So just actually watching it, I was a little disappointed in the way she behaved. I felt like it was inappropriate, but I felt like she was remorseful in the end, which is good.
I think she just got caught up, like Usher says. She got caught up and started talking a little too much, you know. But I think she does have a good heart at the end of the day. And you know, forgiveness, let's lead with forgiveness.
Well, okay. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about next. Did you feel like Britt was genuine in coming in with flowers to Kenya's event tonight? And would you have accepted the flowers as an olive branch? I mean, what was your reaction?
She was genuine. I did tell Britt this part didn't make the episode, but when she came in, I think I may have been talking to Porsha when Britt came in with her gorgeous flowers. You know, Kenya's special, if she's not ready to receive you yet, is to, like, you know, call security and put you out. So I was like, this is great because you showed out in the parking lot. So this is a good gesture for you, but don't be surprised if you get put out.
Tell me your reaction in the room. Tell me the reaction in the room and your reaction to Kenya's pulling out the poster boards.
Yeah, tell us, girl. Tell us.
Oh, I know, you put me in a hot seat.
Yeah.
I did not know where the presentation was going, to be honest.
Right.
You know, we were there to support Kenya's hair care spa. Like, I've seen her work on this for so long. This was literally her moment.
And she said it was for her daughters.
Yes, yes. It was just such a positive moment. And yeah, we were all there to support her. So we just, honestly, I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. I felt like it took the focus from her hair care spa to,
which is beautiful.
Which is amazing.
Incredible.
Which is amazing to this kind of dark moment.
What was your reaction?
This.
I
tell you, Andy, I live in Atlanta now. I'm not trying to get caught up with these ladies.
Yeah, right.
Danielle don't want no smoke.
None, honey.
You said it was the lowest thing you've seen on your entire run on the show.
I've seen a lot. You know, I was a part of Atlanta as a housewife for over a decade.
Yeah.
And I've seen some stuff.
Yes.
And I've made mistakes on the show, and I've seen people make mistakes. And I feel like at the end of the day, it just was beneath Kenya.
What was your reaction to Bravo's investigation of both incidents and then the decision to stop shooting with Kenya?
Shocked. I think most of the cast was shocked. We
Uh-huh.
were totally shocked. We didn't know, what if anything was going to happen, to be honest. And it wasn't
gonna
easy.
drink this whole time.
The whole time.
I'm telling
No,
you.
but it was also sad because we didn't want to lose Kenya off the
Right.
season. We didn't
Uh-huh.
because she's a big player on the show.
I
and
didn't
it's
want to
like,
lose Kenya
I
either.
know all those good, confessionals and stuff, all
Yeah.
those shady, funny things. And it's like for us, it's like I keep saying, I felt like, you guys, the network, you guys did such a good job. Had such a great vision for season 16, putting this specific cast together. And it's just so unfortunate that the fans didn't get to see it play out with the cast, including Kenya.
Yeah. When was the last time you spoke to Kenya?
Since the whole incident happened.
Really?
No, I haven't. But you know what?
Did you reach out to her?
Of course I did.
Really?
I sent her a text. We texted back and forth a little bit, and then I had to go out of town, and I texted her again when I got back.
Do you think she was
And I
surprised?
called her, but I'm here. I just want, just to make it clear that that's okay. I respect people's space, and Kenya knows that I'm here whenever she wants to talk.
Do you think she was surprised that you said on camera, like, that was bad, that was
I
beneath
think
you?
Cynthia did the right thing.
Thank you.
She was a woman, honey. She did the right thing to get on out of
Thank
there.
you.
Get on out of there. And I support that. We don't want to tear each other down. We want to have fun. We want to be a little messy, just a little bit, but not like where we're really tearing somebody down. So I really just applaud you for, walking out and be the first one to say,
Thank you so much. I don't know if she was surprised, but Kenya knows that I hold her to a certain standard.
Yeah.
Because I know her and I know what she's trying to do with her life as, as a businesswoman, as a mom.
Yeah.
And I just felt like this was not a step in the right direction.
Right.
So I can support it.
Well, the salon is beautiful. I would
It's
say
gorgeous.
That. It's absolutely
It's
gorgeous. What?
And I'm still trying to sit here and still try to figure out what exactly did Cynthia say that was so bad. Because I don't feel like she said anything wrong, honestly. I don't think she said anything wrong. And maybe that's just me. But I don't think that anything that she said warrants any of the drama that she's getting and any of the shade that she's been getting and any of the dragging that she's been getting. Here's the thing. I love my friends. And y'all know I do. I get on people's nerves talking about my friends on my platform. That's why I stopped talking about them. But however, I love my friends. But one thing about it and two things for certain. If I'm wrong, if you feel like I'm wrong about something, you tell me I'm wrong about something. If you feel some type of way about something that I did, you tell me that. Me and Josiah literally just had a conversation similar to this today. And we were adults about the whole thing. Like, it was just like, misunderstandings and things like that can be talked about and stuff like that and all that. So I don't see anything wrong. Hold on. T-Dollar, let me finish my point before you start asking me questions. I ain't even got into my point yet. I know that some of y'all are team twirl and y'all ready to just go in on anybody, but this ain't it over here. Let me say what I got to say first. I ain't even got to my point. Like, calm down. Anyway, so here's my thing. When it comes down to Cynthia, I don't see nothing that she said here that was wrong. Nothing. She didn't say nothing wrong here. She didn't say anything that warrants her to be dragged the way that she has been dragged on social media. I don't see nothing that she said was wrong because I feel the exact same way. I feel like at the end of the day, you want your get back. And I understood and I understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that she threatened you, and I understand that you feel like you got to get her back. And this is the name of reality TV, and I feel like that comes with the territory. You're gonna get somebody back, but the way that you did it is not the correct way to go about it. Like, you could have got her back if you want to talk about her past with porn or being a video hoe or anything like that. You could have done that. You could have done all that without showing the photos. You could have done all that. And the thing about it is, this is not just a housewives event where we just throwing the event to get the girls together. This is about your business. This is something that you're trying to do for yourself. You just sat here early on and cried about how much money you spent on this damn building and on this business and how you're afraid of it doing well and not doing well. Like, you literally said that. So my thing is this was a business opening. Like, don't do that at your own business opening, because it wasn't a good look. And who wants to support someone that's gonna go out of their way to support and humiliate somebody? That's all I'm saying. Now, it doesn't take away from the fact that Britt was dead ass wrong for threatening you and posing a threat. That was wrong. And I said that Britt was wrong. But two things can be true at the same time. Britt was dead ass wrong for threatening you the way that she was, talking about pistols and choppers and shit like that. But at the same time, you were wrong for taking it to the next level of exposing nudes and stuff like that. That's one thing that you shouldn't have done. And you shouldn't have done it at your damn event. So, however, when it come down to it, Cynthia was not wrong for anything that she said. She wasn't flip-flopping on Kenya. She didn't drag Kenya. What she said was she felt like it wasn't appropriate. And it wasn't appropriate. And everybody wants to keep on bringing up Britt. Oh my God, Britt, Britt, ain't nobody saying nothing about Britt. The problem is that no one's asking them questions about Britt. They're only asking questions about Kenya. They ain't asking them shit about Britt. That's why she ain't said nothing about Britt, because they ain't asked her about Britt. They asked her about Kenya. So that's the name. So that's what it is. And I'm trying to understand how I'm skipping over Britt when I literally just said that the lady was wrong for what she did and what she said. So I don't know how the fuck that's skipping over anything. But okay. So that's the truth of the matter. And I just feel like a lot of y'all, especially some of y'all in this chat, cannot think logically, cannot take your bias out of the situation. Kenya was wrong. And let's not forget that last week, all of us said that Britt was dead wrong for what she did. Now this week, it's our turn to call out Kenya for what she did. She was absolutely out of pocket for doing that. Now, do I agree with what Bravo chose to do? No. I feel like if you're going to suspend one, you may as well suspend both. Or better yet, put them both in the same room. We need to have a conversation about this or talk about it or whatever. And I feel like what actually happened, and I said this in my review, what I feel like happened is this right here. Whoever is Britt's producer is looking out for her. They probably had Britt doing that damn, probably sat her down and say, girl, you need to clean this up. You need to do damage control or you're not going to leave. You're not going to be able to keep your peach if you don't do what you're supposed to do. You need to go out there, make things right with Kenya and move on. That's what you need to do. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's what she did. She went, she apologized. She showed up with flowers and all of that stuff. So, and probably in production's mind, okay, she seems remorseful for what she did. It's kind of like the same thing that happened with Porsha. We all was mad at Phaedra, and everybody wondered why Porsha didn't get fired. But Porsha didn't get fired because she showed, emotion and showed that she was, sorry and apologetic for lying on Candy. Although I don't think that she was ever sorry or apologetic for what she did to Candy, but she turned them tears, them waterworks on to let us know, I'm finna save my job, bitch. I'm not finna go down with Phaedra. I'm finna save my job, bitch. And that's exactly what Porsha did. She saved her job, bitch. Okay? She turned them tears on real quick to save that motherfucking job. She turned them on real quick. A lot of times these folks be getting by crying and trying to be remorseful and shit. So because Britt exuded remorse, that's why she was able to still be on the show. Now, I do think that they both deserve some discipline. I think that Britt should have been suspended for making the threats. And I think that Kenya was rightfully suspended for showing somebody's news. That's just what I think. That's what I think. As wrong as Britt was, Kenya was just as wrong for what she did. Now, I don't know if y'all watched this video yesterday, but I was looking at Jessie Woo's video. She did this live, I think it was a live video. She did this live video with Justin J last night or the day before yesterday. I watched that video and Jessie Woo revealed that it was Ming Lee that gave Kenya them damn photos. And I was supposed to do a video about that today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna drag this shit as long as I can. But yes, Jessie Woo did a video with Justin J, and they was talking about the show, and she revealed that Ming Lee was the one who gave Kenya those photos, honey. She was the one who gave Kenya them damn photos. If y'all remember, Ming Lee was actually being tested to be a Real Housewife of Atlanta over the summer. Kenya was trying to pitch her, and I think Porsha was too, because I know that she's friends with Porsha as well. They both were trying to, get her to come on the show. But now she's going to be on Basketball Wives with Ty. And as you can see, Ming Lee was in the second episode. She was on this episode, and Akila was also being tested as a housewife. And not to mention, Britt Eady used to date Rick Ross, and so did fucking Ming Lee. So they got some type of beef going on. They don't like each other too much. You know what I'm saying? And I know that y'all trying to say that Kenya got him online, but if Kenya got him online, why the hell can't nobody else find him? I'm just saying. Because I've been trying to find them pictures forever since they said they were online, and I don't understand why I can't find them. So if she got them offline, where the hell are they? Because I ain't seen them yet. What website are they on? And not to mention, Jessie Woo do be hanging with them girls. Jessie Woo do be hanging with them girls now. She do hang around that Atlanta crew, so she probably know. And it might be the real tea. So, but however, I'm not mad with Cynthia. I don't think that she said anything wrong. I don't think that she was being fake to Kenya at this particular moment. I don't, and that's just me in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the last story of the day, and that is Miss Kenya Moore and Andy Cohen, honey. Now, Andy Cohen was on his podcast, and he broke down the Kenya and Britt situation today. And I don't think that Kenya was too pleased with what he was saying about it. But I'm going to play what Andy had to say, and after we hear what Andy had to say, y'all gonna see what Kenya had to say, and I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts, and we're gonna be up out of here. So let's get into what Andy had to say, y'all. Let's take a listen. Let's take that listen. Hold on.
What happened is that Britt made a comment at the end of last week's episode, like, I have a gun and a whip, or something like that.
I saw that.
And on this week's episode, they all said to Britt that you can't say that shit. And she was like, yeah, you're right. Whatever. She shows up to Kenya's opening of her gorgeous salon, which is beautiful, that Kenya has worked so hard on, that she dedicated to her daughter. And it's this big event, opening it with all these people there. And Britt comes in and brings her flowers and says, I want to apologize to you, and a note. And Kenya totally ignores her, like totally. And Britt's like, okay, I'm just going to leave these here. And Britt leaves. And then Kenya gets up and makes her whole opening about someone came after me and they shouldn't have. And I started looking into who this woman is, and this is who she is. And she starts showing pictures of her.
With like poster board that she printed
out. And this is like
one of the pictures is
revenge
her.
Porn type.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the pictures is her
oral sexing.
Yeah. And so, and the Atlanta Housewives are like, we're out We don't want any. The place like clears out.
Yeah.
And then there's and Cynthia said, in all my time at the show, this is the lowest I've ever seen anything get. And
now, what is this glitter bracelet you have on underneath?
It's glitter tape. Ben put it on me. He covered me in
Sorry,
glitter
it's
tape this
very
weekend.
eye-catching and beautiful.
I know, it actually is. It's
I
glitter
like,
tape.
I like it.
Liza
It's
gets it
diamonds.
for Ben. Yeah.
Wow, I like that.
I have glitter tape everywhere.
Bring me some.
Yeah.
Put it on my cock.
Oh my God. Anyway, so that's what, and then there's a slide at the end of the show that says, Bravo, stop filming with Kenya after this.
Well, they say there's all this talk of, after the Me Too movement, it's like if you show someone a dick pic or a nude pic without them saying, yes, I would like to see that right now, that's like sexual assault. You can't just go around being like, hey, someone did it to me the other day. I was at a workout class and they were like, hey, look at this guy from last night. And I was like, I didn't ask to see that right now.
Right. Yes, Jordan.
Well, I was going to say the bad part of it and the sad part of it was that, like you said, it was Kenya's opening of her store that she's worked so hard for, and that it's been Kenya Moore hair care for years. And it was like a big moment for her.
Why
and
did
like
she do that?
She should have been celebrating herself, but instead she used the time to do revenge porn and bring somebody else down. And at the end of the day, it was such a bad look for Kenya.
Yeah, why would
and
she
she
do that?
sabotaged herself and her business.
Yeah. What was she thinking?
Jody from Minneapolis, what did you think?
Yay, hi. Also, I'm just so proud of Bravo and how they handled it, and all the housewives that left after Kenya showed it. It was so trashy, and it was so negative and ugly, and I don't know, I think a few years ago not all the wives would have left after that, but I'm really proud that they all left. And Britt making that comment about the guns and the whips, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was totally like, I'm gonna go kill you, Kenya. I think it was just her talking smack, and oh my gosh, Kenya just took it way too far. Yes. And on a side note, I saw Luann. She was in town here on Saturday night, and she was so fabulous. We had just the best time with her.
That's great.
Great. We saw Sonia a couple months ago.
Oh boy,
not the same experience.
Yes.
So glad Luann is just doing so great. So
thanks, Jody. Appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Thanks. Lou and I were texting all weekend about a variety of things. She was lit up. She was.
Okay, so that was Andy. Okay, that was Andy in his podcast and things like that. So let me just say this real quick. I will say that I don't like how everybody is trying to skate over the fact that Britt did in fact threaten Kenya. I don't like how they doing that. They trying to make it seem like Britt didn't say shit. Okay, like she ain't say nothing wrong when she told that lady that she got this and she got that, and you gonna learn today and all this other shit. So I don't think that that's right. And I feel like they're just throwing it to the side like it ain't shit. But if it was one of their Karen asses, they would have an issue with that. I'm just being honest. I'm just really honest. You feel what I'm saying? Now, let's get into what Kenya, on the other hand, had to say in response to this. Now, Kenya, okay, I don't think y'all can see this. Let me put this up here. Now, I don't think y'all still can see it, but let me just read it to y'all. So Kenya says, the two co-hosts are extremely ignorant. SA is a remember, that's what Phaedra accused Candy of attempting to do to Porsha. Revenge P, if someone showed Kim K's tape to you, is that revenge on? I found tons plus tons of others online. She signed a release for it, so it's a fair receipt. Warning, if you are not an attorney and familiar with Georgia law, then shut the fuck up. I'm sick of the bias and selective outrage. These comments should not have aired. It's a podcast where it's legal. You don't want activated Kenya. I shouldn't have shown it at my event, but for the love of God, why would they ignore a gun threat? Okay. So even with that, she does have a point. Why would they ignore the threat? It all goes back to this. I have to go back and I have to say this multiple times. Two truths can definitely coexist. Two of them can coexist at the end of the day. Britt should have been reprimanded for the threats. Kenya was reprimanded for what she has done. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just the fact of the matter here. So, and the way that Kenya is speaking, is she fired or is she just suspended? Because the way she talking, it don't look like she coming back. Because every time I turn around and I see all the stuff that she be saying, it be looking like, baby, the door is closed and you ain't coming back. It don't look like she coming back, y'all. And I hate to say that, but that's what it looks like right now. Like, it's at a point to where I don't really think that she gives a fuck about coming back either way it goes. If you ask me. That's the way it looks to me. Like, she don't really give a fuck about whether or not she comes back or not. And she might be at that point. Because she feels duped and she feels played by Bravo. So, and she's been feeling like that for a while now. So who knows? But that's what I get from it. That's what I got. That's what I'm taking back from it. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But I'm definitely going to talk about that Jessie Woo tea tomorrow. Because tonight I got to do Love and Hip Hop. And after Love and Hip Hop, I got to take my ass to sleep because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But yes, I'm definitely gonna talk about that Jessie Woo tea tomorrow. I gotta listen to the video again and write my damn notes down and give y'all a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about this shit tomorrow. But y'all, I'll be back later on for Love and Hip Hop at 9:05. Thank you for the 400 people that was up in here. I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys tonight at 9:05 for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm out of here, and I'll talk to y'all then. Bye.
On some whole shit. What happened to the Zeus fame? Then Bobby made you change your name. For a show, still searching for a ring. Pray these hoes find better days. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Nigga never was a real one. Copping, please, spreading lies. What you hiding from? All these shows just an extra.
Hey, Muddy, bring that bitch back in.
Lick me, fuck me, cream me, taste me. Lick me, fuck me,